Hello, my name is Mark Swaney. I am the Green Party candidate for the United States Senate in this year's election. Today I wanted to talk to you about a subject that I think everybody talks about. Sometimes I think that's all we talk about, and that's money. As many of you are aware, our economy is still struggling to recover from the financial disaster of 6 years ago. Those of you in the majority who are not wealthy enough to have participated in the recovery of the stock market are finding that you still have to struggle to make ends meet, pay your bills, and keep up with your expenses. Some of you may be aware that studies have shown that over the last 15, almost 20 years, income in America for ordinary people has been zero growth, in some cases negative growth. And some of you may also be aware of some of the reasons that the experts have given for the stagnation in the income growth of ordinary Americans. And one of the reasons is the decline of labor unions. Another reason given is the export of massive numbers of manufacturing jobs to foreign countries. And still another reason that's given is the spiraling costs of healthcare and education. Now, I'd like to suggest to you yet another reason for this stagnation and decline in the growth of income of American citizens. Over the past 2 or 3 decades, Americans have failed to elect to Congress persons who come from the middle class, the working class. And as a result of this, over time, we have reached a point where it is now true that the majority of members of Congress are millionaires. And these millionaire politicians are the ones who sit up there in Congress and argue about things like whether or not we should cut food stamps. Earlier this year, they debated on whether or not it would be a good idea to extend unemployment benefits. And they are now talking in this election year about a very important subject, the minimum wage. So I want to talk a little bit about that minimum wage. You know, this is an issue that's very important to a lot of people in this country, to single mothers, students struggling to stay in college, families working harder than ever and still slipping behind. In Arkansas, for example, the minimum wage is $6.25 an hour, which is $1 less than the federal minimum wage, which is $7.25 an hour. Arkansas also is the second poorest state in America. Low wages equals a poor state. Now, there's debate in this Senate race about what to do about the minimum wage. Mark Pryor, ever attempting to appeal to the lowest common denominator, won't even go as far as his own political party. The Democratic Party's call for an increase in minimum wage to $10.10 an hour, but Mark Pryor only wants to go as far as $8.25 an hour. Tom Cotton, previously opposed to any increase in the minimum wage, has apparently discovered the political strength of the issue and has decided now that he's studying the issue and favors action by the states. As in so many other cases, the Green Party has a position that's somewhat different from either of the two major parties. I believe, as my party does, that this country needs to abandon the concept of the minimum wage, and instead we need to adopt a new concept, that of the living wage. Minimum wage is simply a slave's wage. And slavery is not a very good thing, either for a wage earner or anyone else. Now, to give you an example of what a minimum wage might be, here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, Massachusetts Institute of Technology has calculated that a living wage for a family of 4 would be $17.93 an hour. And that would cover basic necessities. Now, it's obvious that we can't go from the situation we are now to a full living wage overnight. But I and the Green Party are in favor of an increase of the minimum wage to a living wage and to keep it at that level for as long as we can afterwards, because this is what is necessary for a healthy economy. Thank you very much. I hope you vote green in the election this year.